Welcome to October, Doug. I'm glad we can record this on the first day of the month. This is the day we usually get the printed copies of Arrow News around town.
I understand we had a delay at the printer, and we've just been waiting on UPS to deliver these issues.
Right. Well, he just came a few minutes ago, and we'll have time to get them distributed around town first thing in the morning. You know, this issue's an interesting one in a spooky kind of way. You did a lot of research for that lead story.
Yes, I did. I just love to tell ghost stories around a campfire with a good cup of hot chocolate. And local stories are even better at tingling the spine.
They certainly are. Well, we'll talk more about that after some local news and updates.
Wait a minute. Isn't there something here in town that could scare the bejabbers out of you? Just on the outside edge of town, it seems?
Oh, yeah. You must be talking about the Jack-o'-lantern Lane near Arrowhead Park.
Hey, that's it.
Right. Well, since you ask, Jack-o'-lantern Lane is located on private property at East 12th and Peterson Avenue here in Johnston City. This drive-through display opened last weekend and is illuminated from 6 to 10 p.m. Sunday through Thursday. Each weekend in October, live actors interact with viewers on Fridays from 6 to 11 p.m. and on Saturdays from 7:30 to 9:30 or until the line clears. While actors are present, cars should turn north on Hobbs Avenue, make a right on 12th Street, and then another on Peterson. This will mean the traffic flows east
and
south while viewing the display. The spectacle is free, but the owners do have a donation box if you should choose to contribute. And now for some local news. The City Council named Wayne Rice as interim fire chief and Michael Garland as interim assistant chief. Fire Chief Tom Burton is taking a medical leave. Burton told the Arrow he appreciates everyone's prayers. The city is organizing a benefit for Chief Burton November 1st at Andreessen's. Doors will open at 4:30. For more information, call the City Hall at 618-983-6651. In other action last month, the City Council approved the purchase of 2 new police cars. 2 of the oldest cars were declared surplus property to be sold to the highest bidder at a future meeting. Salary schedules for the city clerk and treasurer were adopted in advance of the upcoming municipal election in April of 2025. The council voted 3-2 to protect the local 1% sales tax on groceries from state-mandated interruptions. The City Council meets on the second and fourth Tuesday of each month at 5 p.m. at the Scout Cabin, 1308 Parkway in Johnston City. All meetings are open to the public. The City Planning Commission also meets at the Scout Cabin at 5 p.m. on the third Monday of each month. This is a new location and time for these public meetings. Two previously announced events in October have been canceled. The remote control boat races scheduled on Arrowhead Lake October 5th and 6th have been canceled by the organizers. The Touchdown Club was to have a barbecue chicken fundraiser October 4th, but that has been postponed due to supply issues. Here's an update on the community calendar in this month's Arrow News. The library's Cake Bingo event will be held at St. Paul's Parish Center November 16th instead of the Scout Cabin. The next edition of the Arrow will include that correction. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and Banterra is collecting money for that cause. Give at our local branch or any other Banterra location. Take Action Today and J City Center for Hope and Renewal will celebrate the 3rd anniversary of the first Recovery Resource Center opened here in 2021 at J City Center for Hope and Renewal. See pages 4 and 5 of the October edition of Arrow News for more information about this event and the history of both of these faith-based nonprofits that serve our town and the surrounding area. If you know of something going on here in Johnston City next month or between now and Christmas, please let us know. Contact us at J City Center, 504 East Broadway. Call 618 952-1272. That's 1272. Or email jcitycenter@gmail.com. Well, Doug, that was some pretty spooky stuff you ran into, but it sounded pretty familiar to me because I've heard those stories before.
We've all heard these stories growing up in Johnston City,
Mm-hmm.
and the more people came around and spoke about them, they said that they got them from their parents or from their grandparents.
Mm-hmm.
So the legends or ghost tales have been around for 50, 75 years.
At least, yeah. Yeah, it seemed like even the older kids knew the story of Hook's Tomb before, I came around. But, I never did have the guts to go out there and go around it. I actually thought it was probably kind of stupid, but kind of like a snipe hunt or something.
Hey, I've done a few snipe hunts.
Okay.
And I did go out one time in high school, and a certain person who shares the same first name as me
Uh-huh.
and works at City Hall was the driver, and we were going out after play practice at the Old Palace Theater. And although we were trying to impress the girls with our bravery, neither one of us got out of the car either.
Oh, okay. Well, it's really a neat looking structure out there. Of course, we have a picture of it in this month's Arrow News. But a few things have changed over the years. And even the stories changed a little bit over the years. When we were a kid, it was you go around it 7 times. You
Yes.
walked around it 7 times.
Mm-hmm.
And the way they're telling the story now, at least the versions we found on the internet, is it's 3 times, and I think you're supposed to run. I think I definitely would run.
I think I definitely run it.
Run 3 times and then knock on the door. But that's going to be hard to do, isn't it?
It's going to be hard to do now. When we were growing up, Hook's Tomb had very thick stained glass doors.
Mm-hmm.
And they were made of metal, probably iron.
Mm-hmm.
And then unfortunately somebody vandalized it around 1980. And so I assume the family chose to brick it up.
Yeah.
But I remember sneaking a peek in broad daylight.
Inside?
Inside, and you could see the coffins.
Oh, wow. Well, Lakeview's a beautiful cemetery in the daytime. I don't think I want to be out there at night, but I don't much care to be in any cemetery at night, just for the danger of tripping over a footstone or something like that. But cemetery's not the only place where there's ghost stories around, is there?
Oh no,
We have several houses here in town, and I didn't share this with you when you were doing your research because I didn't want to write about ourselves. But the house we live on Washington Avenue, we had a former resident come who said he was a teenager who lived in our house during when he was a teenager. He was a grown man now, but he said, "Is the house still haunted?" And I said, "Well, no, I don't think so." I said, "We've never experienced anything unusual." He said, "Well, it was haunted whenever we lived here."
Oh my.
And I said, "Well, maybe that explains why the motion sensor light in my garage turns on in the middle of the night for no reason."
Uh-oh.
But it could be a mouse or something.
I'm thinking raccoon. But there's a lot of houses. There's a house, not that far away from you where the former owner swears there was a cold spot that he would walk through, and there was a tragedy there. There's a house somewhere on 4th Street that 2 ladies said that they heard stories when they were in high school, so now we're talking 1950s. I won't say their names to protect my health. But they said that the family that rented the house only stayed 1 month because of the sounds that went bump in the night. I've had people as young as in the 20s to people my age and older talk about Allegheny Lane being haunted. So there's there's could be other places. We could even nominate places, Keith, and write some good stories because there's been some horrific things that have happened in this town or any town.
Right.
But
we're not saying that these ghosts are real, but we're just saying there's lots of stories that have been told, and there are things that cannot be explained.
Sure. I've been around a lot of campfires as a scoutmaster, and it seems like no matter what town I am in, enjoying the campfire with the other leaders, there's always a story about the guy with the hook. And you know, and there's always the story of somebody walking past the cemetery, late at night, which I have not yet figured out why. And the parts of it are just about the same.
Yeah.
So I think it's just part of our nature.
Stuff legends are made out of, I guess.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, October's a great month. It's beautiful weather, good weather to sit around a campfire. And if you want to sing songs or tell ghost stories, that's up to you and your family or whoever you're with. It's a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
Beautiful time of year. And there's a lot going on here in Johnston City, other than Halloween. But, we do have some events that center around Halloween, like the Trail of Treats and the Spooktacular out at the campground. It's all written. We wrote about it in this issue of Arrow. So be sure and check it out. It'll be around town tomorrow.